Phyllis Barone. We're here at the 2023
Hard to
PGA
believe.
Show. You know, Rick, and we ran into you. What is going on here? Why are we here? What's happening?
That's exciting. There's some really cool things going on this year. But I'll tell you, one of the things that I've just put into my facility is the power tee. And basically, I don't know if you just saw that gentleman that was hitting balls. I could work with his golf swing, never have him change his position of his posture.
Right.
He never changed once. And I got him into some good reps, and he got better quicker by listening, staying pretty much in position without changing the ball, the tee height. This thing has 20 different tee heights with a power tee. So he was hitting drivers, and it was teed up pretty high, and he was hitting down on the ball a lot. So he was teeing the ball down too much. So I was trying to get him to hit up on it. And so by measuring, this is ball number 42, 100 balls go in here, and they just come up from below. So it just makes it easier, and it's much better.
So how does that, in terms of the ball height, Rick, how does that help the golfer when they're out on the course?
Good example too. When you're working on your golf swing, typically when you have divots all over the place and you have different irregular surfaces, it's hard sometimes to work on swing patterns or drills because you're always changing something. The tee height's going to be different every time. And a lot of times when we try to get a beginner to hit it well, we tee the ball up slightly just to encourage, an angle of attack and not to scoop it. We don't want them to scoop and hit up. We want them to learn to hit an iron and hit down on the ball. But the driver, typically, the slicer tees it down really low. And so I can take it way up and leave it that height, teach them to hit up on the ball from the inside. Because typically the golfer is slicing there over the top, like that gentleman that was hitting balls.
Right.
And so that thing's teed up that high. Typically, that person is going to tee it down again. And you're going to have to say you keep teeing down the ball and then let him do it. So he's going to tee it up, and he can't change it unless I change it. So it's good. It's been interesting to kind of train with this power tee mat and how the automatic ball situation. So, and the posture change. Everybody, they're always doing this. They're always changing something, right? And now they can stay in position, make a swing, make the finish. By the time they come back, the ball's already teed up. They're ready to go.
Ready to go.
So when I'm building positive reps, it's great to have that.
And you obviously have them at your academy.
I do.
Now.
I have 10 of them, actually. And the people love it. I mean, not just from an entertainment standpoint at night when we have parties and different things, but from a teaching standpoint, it's been really interesting. The mat is very friendly also on your body. So when they're hitting irons and the ball's teed down really low, you don't get that tennis elbow. I know for a while I had it bad by hitting off of the mats, and this mat gives, and so you don't feel like you're getting the abuse of your elbow. And I like this mat specifically because it's a little softer on the body and the elbows. So they're both good, but they've done a great job with the automatic sensor here. Like typically this would be like at a range facility with the fencing up in between to protect the golfer, but we don't have that. We just have these lined up, and you walk up and they look really, really cool.
And so like a golfer will go, if they're at a driving range, whatever, or at your academy, and they can they load it up with 100 balls max.
100 balls, and then if a person wants to come, they want another 100, they get another 100.
And they just put it in.
And notice that they're not all over the place.
Right.
The ball in a bucket, and then they spill out. And it's very neat. It looks clean. And I think at a range facility, they're going to see, the volume pick up too, because of the fact that they're going to go through the 100, and they're going to go through it in a different way where they're not bending over, and they're not. It's a lot easier on the back.
They can hit more balls.
Oh, definitely, which is good for the range owners.
Okay, Rick, we talked about the power tee. We know you're excited about that. So I'm from Michigan. You actually gave me a lesson at Treetops, like maybe 15 years ago. I need another one. But so tell us, what else are you doing? What's going on?
I'm still, ever since Treetops, and I had my heart and soul, in that. And then I did some other designs in Michigan, as you know, and I love Michigan and have so many friends there. Occasionally I try to go back, when I can, and I do some of the cancer research fundraisers and things like Oakland Hills. I try to get up for a couple of those, but I'm designing golf courses. Phil Mickelson and I were partners when he was really into it. We were doing in China. Did one in Canada, and then I still do mine on my own. And I'm doing different projects around, you know. And in fact, one of the most fun projects is I took an 18-hole course in LA.
Okay.
The city had contacted me about 6 years ago, and they said, we need to build something unique. And at the time, nobody had ever really done a Top Golf with 9 good holes and then a short course. So I'm doing that right now. And in fact, I just got back from LA.
Okay.
Montebello, it's the city of Montebello.
Okay.
And so Top Golf's a partner. I've got the city's a partner. And then I've got, the city's going to own the golf course. But we're kind of going to do it's going to look like an affordable Riviera. 9 holes, really cool looking bunkers, great layout, fun to play. And then I took the other land that we had left and we made 6 short holes during the day and then 9 lit at night, which is going to be nice, with Top Golf. So it's going to be the first one that they've ever done with real golf in it. It's going to be fun for golf. And me, I love building and I love teaching. So I still have my golf performance center in Doral. I have one in Trump, LA as well.
Okay.
So between that and tour players I still work with. So kind of busy, but it's good.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's always good to be back here. I think this is, I can't even remember how many shows that we've had. We've had a lot of them.
So what do you think, speaking of the show, how's it going this year?
I think this is like one of the best years I've seen in a long time. I think it's a real home run. People love golf and they want to see what's new and see what's the latest and greatest. And it's good for the consumer too to get out here.
Well, Rick, it's always a pleasure.
Great seeing you.
Thank you for spending time with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.